So if you're having a hard time with your physical appearance, or you've let the world come in and whisper words of judgment or condemnation about how you appear physically, then this is for you. So back when I was healing my skin and going through everything that you can imagine with a very big skin expression, I looked into a lot about beauty. I looked into a lot about the mind. I looked into everything you can imagine. And one thing that really stood out was when I came across this article talking about the psychological facets of ugliness. And it was, in particular, this one component of it was with regards to an individual just believing that they were ugly. And even if they had feedback or other people would communicate to them their beauty or their uniqueness or even their desirability to the opposite sex, they literally could not receive it because they had a psychological state of ugliness, which meant that even when the plastic surgeons performed plastic surgery on whatever part of their face that they were not happy with, even when they got the results of those surgeries, the psychological ugliness remained. And so it wasn't changing the physical body that was able to go in and change the mind. And I found that so impactful. And what actually is more true is when you can change the mind, you can change the physical body. And oftentimes when you change the mind in a true way, you wouldn't really have the same drive to cut, paste, manipulate the physical body, which I found even more beautiful. Like, how beautiful is that? That once we change that psychological ugliness in our minds, not because we are raised that way, or not because we come into the world, right? We probably are raised that way, and society definitely contributes to that. But if you could rage against that, and you could go take ownership of your mind with regards to what beauty is, to really go and take back that piece of you, what would that change in your life? And can you imagine a world where the only thing that actually needed to change about you was your thoughts about you? Just like those plastic surgeons talked about when they made the perfect faces on these people. Their personalities didn't change. Their torture and torment didn't change. And it blew their mind because they thought as long as they could make a perfect face, the human would get the benefits of that manipulation. And that wasn't the case at all. And so can you implement this in your life in some way? Even if it's not attraction, even if it's not appearance, there's something in you that might resonate with this. And if it is with appearance, if it is with your judgment of your physical body, really go look at that and become offended by society saying to you how you should be, and get offended by our standards. Don't get offended by who you are, and go and do work in the direction of liberating yourself from yourself. Because when you unlock that in you, it can't be put back in. When you remove that psychological component, when it's completely gone in you, unless you ingest it again or receive it again, it is completely out of your tissues. And I know that this was very profound for me, especially during a time where things didn't look how I wanted them to look, and they definitely weren't on par with the standards of society. To go in there and be like, okay, where in me is there a psychological state of ugliness, to where even if I had perfect everything, I still wouldn't be content? And how can I get rid of that instead of raging against a body that is the only reason I'm even here? And if you wouldn't rage against your thumbprint, why would you rage against your face?